So, lads, Stephanie White has talked about the Dewanna Bonner situation before she is returning to Indiana, and I don't know. I don't know. Like, obviously, I mean this when I say this. My judgment on this situation is clouded by the fact that I think that Stephanie White's a snake oil salesperson who just says whatever the hell people want her to say and then just does the opposite. Like Stephanie White, and by the way, this could just be a thing where she's like, "Oh yeah, like I'm saying this now because I don't want to create any drama, but like I'm sorry, like she was your marquee signing. She was your marquee signing. Dewanna Bonner came in. The Fever couldn't sign another wing. The Fever could only sign 10, 11 players because they signed her. And now this is her response to Dewanna Bonner just quitting on the team.
Obviously coming back here for the first time. How have you seen her fit in with Phoenix and what's it like to game plan against her?
I think she's fit in perfectly with Phoenix. I mean, she does a really good job. Her and AT play so well together. And she does a really good job of adding a different dimension with her ability to be that stretch four, to complement, and her and Sati being able to play on the floor at the same time with AT. She's comfortable there. She's comfortable in that system. It's going to be different to game plan against her. Her and AT both, really honestly. After having been on the sideline with them for a couple of years, it's going to be different to game plan against her. But I'm glad that she's happy, and I'm glad that she's found her spot.
I'm not joking when I say this. Like, look, I actually, it's one thing. It's one thing when it comes to Stephanie White, like, not wanting to cause any drama. But, like, Stephanie White literally was asked about Caitlin Clark's effect on the growth of the game. And she started talking about Stewie and Aja Wilson. She started talking about Stewie and Aja Wilson. Like, I just don't like Stephanie White. Like, I don't think she's a bad basketball coach. I just don't. I think she's a boring basketball coach. I think she's an extremely boring basketball coach. I think the style of play she wants to play is like watching paint dry. I think she's a good basketball coach. I'll be honest here. Like, I think she's actually a good coach. I just don't like watching her play. I don't like watching her teams play. I think it's one of those things where it's like, she said all the right things and then the team do the opposite. The team do the opposite. Caitlin Clark's talked about having to, I need to push it more. Like, I have to, basically having to go against the coaches. She's almost thrown them under the bus for wanting to play slower. Like, the Dewanna Bonner stretch four. The Indiana Fever will never win another title with Stephanie White as head coach and might lose Kate at the end of next season if she demands a trade. That was the right thing to say. There's just so much more to the story DB and the Fever no one's talking about. Like, I don't know, maybe it turns out they've got a good relationship, but like, let's not forget. She used Indy to get DB her money and into a better situation. Like, that's basically it. Team doesn't have a backbone because they got scammed and praising her. I agree. I actually agree. I'm sorry. Like, there's such this weird thing in the WNBA where you're not allowed to treat it like it's a sport. Like, you've got Cheryl Reeve, when just they said Emma chose New York and she goes, it's the wrong choice. She made the wrong choice. There is any sort of an answer. Any sort of an answer. She could have literally just said, I'm coaching the Indiana Fever and we're coaching against the Phoenix Mercury. I'm focused on the players on my team and stopping players on the other team. She could have given any answer. She could have given any answer in this, except she has said more positive words about Dewanna Bonner this season when she quit the team than she has about her point guard. Than she has about Lexi Hull, about Sophie Cunningham, heck, about Aaliyah Boston. Like, there's some praise towards Kelsey Mitchell, some. But like, she talks more about Natasha Howard and Sophie and Sydney Colson's impact than she does about Aaliyah Boston. Like, she's just a snake oil salesperson. She is going to say whatever the hell it takes the fans to get off her back and then do whatever the hell she wants. And you know what? I don't care necessarily if what she wanted wasn't watching paint dry. If it wasn't like watching paint dry. Heck, she was saying, we're in constant Dewanna Bonner's day to day. We're in communication with her. 2 days later, she's like, you know what? It comes out Dewanna Bonner is refusing to play for the Fever. And she comes out, well, I actually have never talked to Dewanna Bonner. Like, just don't answer questions. Don't answer questions. Literally, it is, you can answer questions in a I'm not talking. Other teams, when they're asked about players in the Caitlin Clark, literally go, we're not answering questions better. Like, she can literally just say something like that. And yeah, you can say, oh, it's a bad look. I don't care. I don't care at this stage. No matter how well she is with that. Can't ward off any potential new free agents. I mean this when I say this. That's bullshit. Cheryl Reeve would imagine if this happened to Cheryl Reeve. By the way, free agents, the best free agent available was between New York and Minnesota. Imagine if this happened. Imagine if a player quit on Cheryl Reeve. Have you not seen Cheryl Reeve with aerial powers? Cheryl Reeve couldn't even sit, she can't even be in the same room as aerial powers, and she doesn't make any saying about it. And by the way, you don't have to like Cheryl Reeve. Again, I don't like Cheryl Reeve, but there is a level of respect as a coach and sporting respect that you have for Cheryl Reeve. That's not there with Stephanie White. There is a level of like, I don't like you, but we don't want to coach it. We don't want you coaching against us. We don't want to play a team that's coached by you. We don't want you coaching against us. We're like, people like scare off potential free agents. Do you want to know the only free agents that would be scared off by this whole Dewanna Bonner situation? Old WNBA free agents. We don't want any of them. We don't want any of them. We don't give a damn about championship experience. Winning a EuroLeague title means as much as winning a WNBA title. Winning a league or an AC or LF Endesa title is the same as winning a WNBA title. Winning Eurobasket is the same as that. Getting to an Olympic final is that experience. I don't care who's won WNBA championships. I don't care if coming into next season, because you've pissed off Dewanna Bonner, that I'm trying to even just think off the top of my head of a player that might not come if you pissed off Dewanna Bonner. Nobody. In fact, by catering to Dewanna Bonner, I think you're more likely that a free agent that wants to win sees you're not a serious franchise. Like, there's a reason why franchises that are ruthless, the Lynx, the Liberty, the Phoenix Mercury are absolutely ruthless. The Phoenix Mercury literally brought in Sevgi Uzun, told her, they knew she was going to Eurobasket. They told her they were going to keep her, and she wasn't up to scratch, and she went to Eurobasket. They basically said, go to Eurobasket in your cup. It is what it is. The Valkyries are ruthless, and I can guarantee you the Valkyries are going to get free agents more than the Indiana Fever. The Valkyries are going to get more free agents than the Fever, and they're ruthless. The Indiana Fever have shown they're soft, they've shown they're pushovers, they showed they're a boring team, and they showed they're mediocre. That's all the Fever have shown. That's all they've shown. They're all about this. We'll never see Dewanna Bonner saying all this. A coach isn't going to blast a former player. She doesn't have to blast her. She doesn't have to blast her. There are PR answers that you can just say to stop so that nothing gets said about Dewanna Bonner and you're focusing on the game. But what she has done is she has essentially praised Dewanna Bonner for quitting the team multiple times and praised Dewanna Bonner more than she's praised her young duo who are supposed to take this team to the next level over the course of the year. Let's be real. Caitlin Clark had a 32-point game and carried him to a win against the undefeated Liberty. What does she say after the game? We have to reintroduce her to Dantas because she kept missing that. She wouldn't pass the ball to Dantas. I'm sorry. Based on this season, nobody should be passing the ball to Dantas. She's been garbage. But anyway, yeah. If it's not clear, it's not already been clear, I think she is a coach. Stephanie White is a good coach. I genuinely think Stephanie White's a good coach. And by the way, I'm not saying Stephanie White's a bad person either. Like, I don't know why people all think there's some sort of extreme. I hate supporting a team that she is the coach of because it's boring basketball. Every press conference, she's going to just completely lie. And you know for a fact that, like, there's very little. And by the way, standing up to her players for the referees, it's better than Christy Sides. But you know that she's old WNBA. You know that she's old WNBA. And I'm sorry, old WNBA, old habits die hard.